In 1963, Shaw offered P. Ramlee the chance to direct his first colour film entitled Senewati in Hong Kong. He was also to direct his fifth sequel of the renowned Bujang Lapok comedic series there. P. Ramlee was ecstatic, but the excitement was short-lived. Without telling Ramlee, the powerful union demanded higher payments and allowances for Ramlee and his co-stars, forcing Shaw to cancel the production of both films. Ramlee was bitterly disappointed. It was a time when Singapore was facing heightened left-wing radical trade union activities, and strikes at the Shaw studios were attracting the state's attention.
Bila Perdana Menteri Lee Kuan Yew dapat tahu buat union ni, jadi dia tak suka Melayu-Melayu ni buat union. So dia bilang dengan Shaw Brothers, you better close down. So Shaw Brothers kata dia, you better go to Merdeka Film.
Disillusioned, P. Ramlee moved to Merdeka Studio in 1964 after directing his last film, Tiga Abdul. He skipped the film's preview and saw it during its Kuala Lumpur run in the cinemas. Shaw studio manager Kwek Chip Jian had his own theory as to why P. Ramlee left the Shaw studio in Singapore.
Kita biar orang tak suruh dia pergi, dia tak pergi sebenarnya. Engkau tahu itu yang panggil sama dia siapa? Itu Tauke panggil dia sana. KTP punya orang tu. Nama dia Ho Alok. Dia cakap sama P. Ramlee, apa kau nak? What do you think of that? Apa kau nak?
Merdeka Studio was owned by Ho Ah Look and businessman H.M. Shah and managed by the Shaw family. P. Ramlee's absence was greatly felt at the Shaw Studios in Singapore. To his friends, P. Ramlee was like a bright star that shone on them. He helped to launch the careers of many. His departure left a deep void in their lives.
Saya ni seolah-olah macam anak ayam kehilangan ibu. Paksa saya struggle sendirilah. Kalau tidak ada P. Ramlee, tak adalah Kasim Masdo.
Kalau dia sitting, saya cukup hormat dia director.
He is a very good actor. Very good actor. Dia kalau ada dekat sini, semua happy lah. Dia nanti cakap macam-macam, dia menyanyi macam gila. Shooting pun senang lah, dia orang semua suka lah. Bila dia tak ada senyum, senyap saja.
The Shaws, however, did not completely sever their ties with P. Ramlee. They later acquired a significant stake in Merdeka Studio.
Dia begini, dekat Kuala Lumpur ni, peralatan studio, barangnya tak cukup. Barangnya barang lama. Barang yang tak habis, yang Singapura dah tak boleh pakai, baru dibawa Kuala Lumpur. Macam kamera, lighting apa. Kedua, orang belum mahir. Macam di Singapura, orang dah mahir. Semua dah 10 tahun kerja. Kat sini semua orang baru.
P. Ramlee had thrived under the system at Shaw Studio. Backed by a highly experienced production team, he could concentrate wholly on the creative aspects of his work. But the state of things at Merdeka Studio was very different. Tucked away beside a zoo with outdated equipment and inexperienced production staff, Ramlee joked with friends that he was working in a zoo and was about to be eaten alive by a tiger. Ironically, Sitora Harimau Jadian, or Sitora the Were-Tiger, became the title of his first movie at Merdeka Studio. He tried dabbling in special effects, but with a small budget and poor support services, he had to multitask, even doing his own editing. The film came out technically inferior. At the film's preview in Singapore, attended by actors Ahmad Daud and Sadia, the Shaw brothers walked out after only 15 minutes.
Kita sendiri tengok introduction dengan jerk, editing jerk. Kejap dia buat diri jadi Frankenstein.
Ramlee would never again replicate the spectacular success he achieved at the Shaw Studio.
Dia orang janji macam-macam, nak kasih dia buat colour film, nak buat canggih-canggih lah, cinemascope. Tapi bila dia sampai sini, tak ditepatkan janji, dia dah kecewa. Jadi dia punya creation bila bikin filem dah tak gairah macam di Jalan Ampas.
The advent of television, Hollywood, Hong Kong and colour Hindi films sounded the death knell of P. Ramlee's attempt to reinvent himself. P. Ramlee directed and acted in 18 more films for Merdeka Studio until 1970, including the popular Do Re Mi trilogy. The comedic series was meant to recreate his popular Bujang Lapok characters, but it failed to capture their innocence and lovable ineptitude. Laxmana Do Re Mi was the last film P. Ramlee directed for Merdeka Studio. At home, P. Ramlee lived happily with Saloma and their 5 adopted children. His only biological son Nasir had married and left home at 19. Ramlee realized that however dedicated he was to his work, he needed the emotional anchoring that only his family could provide. They meant the world to him.
Dia sayang betul anak-anak dia. Dia suka pijak baring, dia tiarap kat sini. Nanti anak-anak dia dipanggil lah, pijak lah. Yang Sazali, yang picit lah, yang si Sabarudin tu kan pijak. Jajah, pijak. Dengan saya sekali pijak dia. Picit dia. Itulah dia kesukaan.
His son Sazali was his biggest fan.
Otak dia macam dikurnia oleh Tuhan luar biasa. Tengoklah anak dia sendiri pun tak boleh ikut jejak dia. Daddy saya, dia segak, handsome. Saya tak handsome.
Ramlee liked to pamper his children, but he would be very strict when it came to music and schoolwork.
Dia kalau ajar dengan anak-anak dia memang serius. Baik kira-kira pelajaran sekolah maupun muzik. Dia tak boleh main-main. Dia boleh dah pukul saya, dia pujuk saya balik lah.
P. Ramlee tried to teach Nasir and Sazali to play the piano, but quick-tempered Ramlee would get really annoyed when they played badly. He would thump them both, but according to Nasir, it was him who usually got it worse.
Jadi mangsa saya lah. Bapak saya kalau geram, saya kena. Tapi kalau orang buat hal, saya yang kena. Tapi Ramlee mesti cari saya juga. Pukul saya bukan pukul teruk kan.
Satu hari saya tengok, saya pergi rumah dia, tengok dia tengah pukul Nasir. Pasal rambut panjang. Dulu Nasir rambut panjang. Bila saya sampai, dia stop. Dia tak dipukul Nasir.
Despite Ramlee's domestic upheavals, Ahmad Nawar, Ramlee's longtime friend, was privy to the star's other eccentricities.
Dia punya favourite tu timikai. Timikai dengan kicap. Dan dia taruh cili kering sikit, dia cecah. Every time dia datang, dia call, dia kata, Ahmad, aku nak datang rumah. Saya prepare tu lah. Dan dia punya favourite gunting rambut. Yang jadi mangsa je Nasir lah. Dia gunting macam mana passion.
At home, when Ramlee felt like eating a particular cuisine, he would call up Mariani, his sister-in-law, who he was once in love with.
Ramlee ni dia very loving. Dia tak suka Saloma kerja teruk di rumah, macam masak-masak, sibuk-sibuk semua. Dia adakan orang gaji. Dia tak, Saloma sentiasa make up aja, cantik, duduk buat dating, buat labuci, gitu aja. Dia tak suka macam Saloma kerja-kerja. Yang kena dera saya lah. Bila nak masak lauk yang kesukaan dia, saya kena datang lah, masakkan dia. Saloma duduk dan diam cantik aja. Gitu. Itu dia punya perangai. P. Ramlee punya perangai.
Pampering Saloma was Ramlee's way of showing his love for her and keeping his family together. This was important to Ramlee, who felt that he had already lost one family, his friends at Shaw Studio in Singapore, whom he still missed dearly. In 1967, after 3 consecutive box office flops since Ramlee's departure, Shaw Studio on Jalan Ampas ceased production for good.